Artificial intelligence used to wait for your prompt. Now it makes its own plans. We are seeing a rapid shift from reactive systems that simply answer questions to autonomous agents that independently reason, set goals, and execute complex workflows. This chart shows the taxonomy of AI capabilities. It scales upward from simple rule-based execution, like automated appointment reminders, through adaptive learning models, all the way up to orchestrated multi-agent systems. At this highest tier, a central AI delegates tasks across a network of specialized agents to achieve massive strategic goals. Look at the top tier here. Orchestrated multi-agent systems are actively driving a massive surge in global productivity. This is a data visualization of enterprise adoption rates. In early 2025, only 11% of companies had integrated these agents into their workflows. By 2026, that number jumped to 42%. Autonomous digital workforces are actively operating inside nearly half of all major enterprises today. Organizations that ignore this integration will simply be outpaced by those that execute it. But moving a successful test pilot into full enterprise production introduces massive risk. Legacy systems often lack the architecture to communicate with autonomous agents. Companies face severe data privacy vulnerabilities, and many of these models function as opaque black boxes, meaning developers cannot mathematically trace exactly how the AI arrived at a specific decision or recommendation. To survive this integration, leaders have to choose a specific procurement path. Do you build your own AI workforce, buy an off-the-shelf solution, or borrow capabilities through a partnership? This bar chart compares enterprise survey data from 2025. It shows that the market is already fracturing. 57% of organizations realize a rigid one-size-fits-all approach fails, leading them to favor a blended strategy. Forcing the wrong procurement model onto your operations wastes millions in capital. Worse, it exposes the institution to severe legal and operational liabilities. Success requires looking past the vendor marketing and matching your deployment strategy directly to your organization's specific technical maturity and risk tolerance. Purchasing a pre-built agent is the most direct route for companies facing urgent operational demands but lacking deep in-house engineering talent. The requirements here are straightforward. You pay the licensing fees, map out your basic workflows, and rely entirely on the external vendor to maintain and update the system architecture. Off-the-shelf agents deliver rapid deployment and pre-validated regulatory compliance, easily offsetting minimal R&D costs. But convenience carries a steep cost. You are permanently locked into that vendor's ecosystem, and with competitors buying the exact same intelligence, you gain zero competitive differentiation. Buying makes financial sense for automating standard administrative tasks, but applying it to the core services that distinguish your business from competitors is a strategic dead end. Developing a bespoke AI agent in-house is an option generally reserved for enterprises with massive capital reserves and advanced technical infrastructure. The resource drain is intense. It requires heavy capital expenditures, elite internal data engineers, and pulling key subject matter experts away from their daily work to constantly train the model. The payoff for that investment is absolute ownership over the resulting intellectual property. You also gain the ability to weave the AI seamlessly into complex proprietary legacy systems. Healthcare provides the ultimate stress test for this approach. Connecting an agent to electronic health records demands absolute precision and strict data sovereignty to protect patient information. But ownership means you own the failures too. If an autonomous clinical agent hallucinates, producing a false or harmful recommendation, there is no external vendor to blame. The deploying hospital absorbs 100% of the legal fallout. This requires a strict human-in-the-loop governance structure. A strict human-in-the-loop system mandates that human professionals review and approve the AI's outputs before any action is taken, ensuring the technology augments human judgment rather than overriding it. Building is the only viable option when proprietary data is your most valuable asset. Just recognize that it turns the enterprise into a massive sponge for risk and liability. For organizations caught in the middle, there is a third path. They need deep customization to stand out in the market, but lack the massive engineering budgets required to build from scratch. In the borrow strategy, companies co-develop agents with technology partners, meshing internal knowledge with external engineering power. This grants rapid access to cutting-edge AI while reducing financial risk. But friction emerges during contracts. Securing IP rights and strict data sharing protocols requires brutal, complex negotiations. The long-term trade-off is inescapable. You enter a permanent structural dependency on the third-party vendor, sacrificing total architectural control over your own systems. Barrowing effectively de-risks the financial investment required for high-level AI. In exchange, you give up true technological independence. Choosing the right path requires stripping away the vendor marketing and ruthlessly auditing your own internal constraints. This matrix provides a structural framework to evaluate your options. It maps organizational reality against AI strategy by weighing critical factors like governance requirements, interoperability, and available talent. Knowledge and data sensitivity serves as the ultimate first filter. If your data involves minimal intellectual property, buying is acceptable. But if your operations rely on highly sensitive proprietary data, full data sovereignty is required, immediately mandating the build path. The next filter is talent and operations maturity. A lack of elite internal engineering talent instantly disqualifies a pure build strategy, regardless of how much you want to own the final product. Aggressively matching your operational reality to these criteria is your primary defense against adopting a chaotic vendor ecosystem or a rigid, unusable tool. If you are an early maturity company looking to automate standard administrative tasks, buy off the shelf. Do not waste precious resources reinventing the wheel. If you are a resource-constrained innovator looking to scale a unique service, borrow through partnerships to share the crushing financial and technical risks. And if you operate in a highly regulated sector like finance or healthcare, you must build. It is the only way to protect data sovereignty and ensure strict human-centric governance. Competitive advantage does not come from owning the smartest AI model. It comes from how effectively you govern and orchestrate your new digital workforce. The move toward autonomous digital workforces is an inevitable operational reality. Success depends entirely on deploying the specific strategy that fits your organization's DNA today.